Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Janavallabha Girivaratari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaratari. Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yasodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamunatira Vanachari. Yamunatira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Gunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Gunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, O Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayana Namaskrityam Naran Jaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayam Udirayat Nasta Praeso Abhatreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 6, Activities of Lord Rishabhadev, text number 13. I think this is prose. This is not, I don't think this has a meter, so I will just chant. Tashyanukan shlokan gayanti. Oh, you want to repeat? You can repeat.
I don't know. Okay.
You have it? You can repeat.
You read.
Okay. Aho bhuva shabda shamudravatya Dvipeshu varsheshu adipunyam etat gayanti yatratya jana murare karmani batrani avataravanti. So, word by word. Tasya, of him Lord Rishabhadev. Anugunan, confirming to the instructions for liberation. Shlokan, verses. Gayanti, chant. Aho, O, Bhuva, of this earthly planet. Sapta Samudra Vatya, possessing 7 seas. Dvipeshu, among the islands. Varsheshu, among the lands. Adipunyam, more pious than any other islands. Etat, this Bharata Varsha. Gayanti, sing about. Yatratya Jana, the people of this tract of land. Murare, O Murari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Karmani, the activities. Patrani, all auspicious. Avataravanti, in many incarnations such as Lord Rishabhadev. Translation and purport given by His Divine Grace is Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Learned scholars chant about the transcendental qualities of Lord Rishabhadev in this way. Oh, this earthly planet contains 7 seas and many islands and lands, of which Bharata Varsha is considered the most pious. People of Bharata Varsha are accustomed to glorifying the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his incarnations as Lord Rishabhadev and others. All these activities are very auspicious for the welfare of humanity. Purport. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Bharata Bhumita Hoila Manushya Janma Jara Janma Sartaka Hari Kara Para Upakara. As stated in this verse, Bharata Varsha is the most pious land. The followers of Vedic literature understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his different incarnations, and they are privileged to glorify the Lord by following the directions of Vedic literature. After realizing the glories of human life, such people should take up the mission to spread the importance of human life throughout the world. This is the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The word Adi Punyam indicates that there are certainly many other pious men throughout the world, but the people of Bharata Varsha are even more pious. Therefore, they are fit to spread Krishna consciousness throughout the world for the benefit of whole human society. Srila Madhvacharya also recognizes the land of Bharata Varsha Visheshad Bharata Punyam. Throughout the world there is no question of Bhagavad Bhakti or devotional service, but the people of Bharata Varsha can easily understand the devotional service of the Lord. Thus, every inhabitant of Bharata Varsha can perform his life by discharging Bhagavad Bhakti, and then preaching this cult throughout the world for the benefit of everyone. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjala-shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stabidam Yena Pudale Swayam Rupa Kadamakyam Tadadi Svabadantiyam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sakrajatam Sakana Raghunatan Vidam Tam Sachivam Satvedam Savadutam Parichana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Patan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Ek Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Kopesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namastude Tapta Kanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sudadevi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpadaruptyasya Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanepyo Vaishnavepyo Namo Namaha Ye Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasade Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So learned scholars chant about the transcendental qualities of Lord Rishabhadev in this way. Oh, this earthly planet contains 7 seas and many islands and lands, of which Bharata Varsha is considered the most pious. People of Bharata Varsha are accustomed to glorifying the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his incarnations as Lord Rishabhadev and others. All these activities are very auspicious for the welfare of humanity. So Hare Krishna, dear devotees, good morning. I'm happy to be here with you all and to discuss today's verse. So here we are. This verse is describing the glories of Bharata Varsha. The term Bharata Varsha, it comes because King Bharat has ruled this tract of land, therefore it is called Bharata Varsha. I was just thinking, maybe important to note here, at this time, when Lord Rishabhadev leaves the kingdom and renounces, at that time actually Bharat is starting to rule. So I was wondering whether already at that time the land was already known as Bharata Varsha, or it is happened, it is coming famous as Bharata Varsha. But it's an interesting point. Just the next chapters we see the King Bharat and why the tract of land is called Bharata Varsha. I was thinking Ilavrita Varsha is the middle Varsha of Jambudvip, right? I think this was Ilavrita was the middle one where the Mount Sumeru is also. Maybe I am wrong.
But there was a name, I think
Before, huh?
and then after Bharat you called it Bharat.
Mm. Yeah, the Srimad Bhagavatam, it describes in different cantos different topics. First, canto 3 and 4, it described Sharga and Visharga, and this means creation of this material universe. The first creation by Lord himself, the second creation done by also by with help of Brahma, and then the topic kind of for the canto 5 is Stanam. This means how the planets are arranged and how the living entities are placed in these different areas of these planetary systems. So this is Stanam, and I don't know, Makan Prabhu, you know about Vedic cosmology, so maybe we can try it. It's very complicated, but we might try to summarize it. So every place in this universe, it has a certain purpose. Every place, there is Krishna created this every place, every corner for certain types of people to live in. It's like a city, and we have a Zurich city, and this has different places. The Rathaus we have, it's some place for governments. We have some lands and farming places or some factories. People go to work. There are some schools and university. There people go to learn. There are some leisure activities, possibilities, hiking and swimming and gardens, etc. There are also other activities, bars and clubs and red light districts. And then there is also the Bergstrasse for another purpose, for an ISKCON temple. And I think every city should have a Bergstrasse. And so it is like this. Every place has a certain purpose. Similarly, this universe, every corner of the universe also has a certain purpose. And people are going there to get these certain purposes. So in the Vedic cosmology or the Bhagavata cosmology, or we can say in the city, every place is described by certain gunas. And those who go to school, they go with a certain guna. Those who go to the government go to a certain gunas. Those who go to clubs, they have a certain gunas. So different areas are characterized by different gunas, different mentalities, levels of consciousness. And here, Shukadeva Goswami later also will describe the universe in different layers according to the different consciousness levels of the living entities. Particularly, he summarizes it in 14 planetary systems. They are upper planetary systems, starting with Bhuvar Loka, Swarga Loka, Mahar Loka, Jana Loka, Tapa Loka, and Satya Loka. So these are the higher places for higher entities, or entities like the demigods who live in the Swarga Loka. They are ruling the universe, administrating the universe. And higher even than that, Maharloka, these are like for people who were trying to become mystics and yogis who have not yet achieved complete perfection. And then they are even higher Jana, Tapaloka for the perfected yogis, mystics, sages, munis, etc. And then there is Satyaloka where Lord Brahmaji is living. Then there are also the lower planetary systems, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala. These are 7 lower planetary systems, and there also different types of people live. Also the Daityas live. These are the children of Diti. These are the demons. They live in these areas. Snakes, Nagas live there, and other peoples live there. And it is interesting said, this place, there is no sunlight. Only lights is coming from the jewels they have stolen. And they are each place of ignorance, but they can have higher pleasures than even in higher planetary systems. They can enjoy even more than the upper planetary systems. They have sometimes even their wealth and opulence sometimes is described higher than the upper planetary systems. So it's very interesting. There they are very much enjoying, but they are in ignorance. So they are using their opulence, everything wrongly. And then even below the lower planet system, there are the hellish planets, the Narakalokas. This will be, I think, the last chapter of Canto 5. There also Yamaraj is residing, and Pitraloka is there for the forefathers, so different areas of the universe. And then we have forgotten one, which is the middle portion of the planetary system, the Bhuloka, the kind of the earthly planetary region. And this, as this verse is describes, there are 7 seas, many islands, and many lands. Somehow this 5th canto is always coming back to this topic, and later chapters they will be very, very complicated, because they then in detail describes how big every island is, how big every sea is, etc. And those devotees who have to speak on this topic, good luck. This will be very complicated. But here already in the 1st canto, there is a first chapter, Priyavrata, a ruler, a king called Priyavrata is described, and he is setting natural borders in this Bhumandala. He is creating some oceans and some islands, particularly 7 islands which are called the Dvipas, and in between these islands there are certain oceans with different type of liquids, milk, yogurt, liquor, butter, salt water, fresh water. They have a different consistency or taste, these oceans. So they have these 7 Dvipas, and then there is of these 7 islands, there is a middle one called Jambu Dvipa, the middle island. And now the next step, in every Dvipa there are regions called Varshas. So every 7 island has Varshas, and particularly Jambu Dvip has 9 Varshas. So regions in this Dvipa, in these islands, and one of that Varsha is Bharata Varsha. Bharata Varsha, one can say it's the India. One can describe India as Bharata Varsha, but we can also say the whole world, where everywhere human beings are living. This is also accepted as Bharata Varsha. There are different explanations, different interpretations, but everywhere where kind of Bharata ruled we can accept as Bharata Varsha, also in an extended way. Also probably he also ruled Switzerland. So in this extended version, maybe even Switzerland can be contained as Bharata Varsha. Now the question is, why such detailed descriptions, right? So complicated about the Vedic cosmology. Why does Bhagavatam speak so much complicated things and so much details about planetary systems? I'll be honest, I myself, I don't understand everything. So what is the purpose of it? And I think Bhagavatam, or Sukadeva Goswami, doesn't mind if we don't understand all the details and how this is all set up, structured. But here, Sakudeva Goswami is explaining it to give a certain purpose for us. Namely, we have seen how big this universe is, how many different layers and planets and dvipas it is. And in all these areas, there is this small tract of land called Bharata Varsha. And there is something special about this Bharata Varsha, and we should feel very fortunate to be able to live in this Bharata Varsha. Of all these different regions, we have now the fortune that we ended up here in this small tract of land called Bharata Varsha. And what's the speciality of Bharata Varsha? Why it is so special? If we think of other planetary systems, etc., why is Bharata Varsha so special? It's so small place in the middle planetary system, somewhere in Jambudvip. Why is it so special? Krishna personally appeared, yes. I think maybe also in other Varshas he will appear. Dvipas, maybe. No, maybe in other forms, yeah, but maybe Krishna personally, probably not. I don't know, but yeah. Okay, Krishna appeared, yes.
You say also, like you have a 7-story building, you can only get out of the building in the ground floor.
Yeah.
So the Bhuloka is like the ground floor where you can get out of this material universe and go to another place.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the point. In this place, you have the opportunity to get out of samsara. You can get liberation, you can become free from material bondage. That's the speciality of Bharata Varsha. And as Damodar Prasad mentioned, here Krishna appeared. And why is he special? Why is it helping us? Because Krishna appeared, we can now think of Krishna's pastimes, we can hear Krishna's pastimes, we can chant Krishna's pastimes, and this helps us to get out of this material universe, out of samsara. In other places, I don't know, it is maybe possible, maybe it's very difficult, but in Bharata Varsha, it's said to be very easy. It's the place where you can get out of these struggles, material bondage, out of samsara. Isn't it nice, right, that we ended up here?
Yes. And no.
It's a place of suffering, we can say. Why is it special, Bharata Varsha? Because here you can suffer. What's the problem in other planets? There you enjoy so much that you don't even ask for, you don't want to get out, you know. But here you suffer, and here you are not so much engrossed with ignorance. Therefore, you have the chance that when you suffer, you can ask some important questions. Krishna says 4 types of people come to me, and the one is who is in search of knowledge. And because you think you have this opportunity to ask higher questions, you can go to the sages, to the devotees, and learn the pastimes of the Lord, and then get out of this universe. Janma karma chame divyam evam yovati tattvata Tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti suarjuna. Krishna says, if you want to, there is one place where you will never return, that is my abode, and you can attain that abode by hearing my activities and my appearance. And this Bharata Varsha is famous for. I think in a one later chapter, in the 5th canto, the demigods, there are some prayers of the demigods, or actually some glorifications of the demigods, glorifying Bharata Varsha. And this is very special. Demigods who have so much opulence and knowledge, they are glorifying Bharata Varsha. This is very special. And they ask this question, what did these souls do? What austerities did these souls do that they can take birth as a human being in Bharata Varsha? What favor did Krishna give them that they can take the form of human beings and take birth in this tract of land. Because here in Bharata Varsha, there are so many opportunities for devotional service. You can serve the Lord in so many different ways. So what did this soul take, or what did they do that they can end up in this Bharata Varsha? It's interesting, they ask this, they say this statement, in Bharata Varsha you have so many opportunities for devotional service. So I don't know what it says about the other lokas, but it seems that in Bharata Varsha the opportunities for devotional service is so much higher than in any other planetary systems. They ask this, what sacrifice, what austerities, what charity? I mean, people here or in other places, they perform sacrifices, charity, austerities to end up in heaven, to end up in Svarga. But there is no remembrance of Lord Narayan, of Lord Krishna. So what's the use to go in heavens? We should all come down to Bharata Varsha. We don't remember Lord Krishna or Lord Narayan in the heavens because we are enjoying so much. We have so much excessive enjoyment opportunities. So that's the problem. We should come to Bharata Varsha. They even describe, in Brahma Loka, you can live a kalpa in Brahma Loka. Kalpa are 1,000 Divya Yugas. It's a very long span of times. I don't know, I think 4 trillion years or something, I don't know. It's a very long span of life. But even if you live one kalpa in Brahmaloka, you have to die and take rebirth. But on the other hand, if you just live for one kshana in Bharata Varsha, just one moment, you can get so many benedictions out of living just for a kshana in Bharata Varsha. Therefore, living in Bharata Varsha is much more valuable. Because here, even you have a short life, we live maybe 100 years, if good, maybe 60, 50 years, whatever. But even in this short time, we can become Krishna conscious and attain the Lord's lotus feet. And the demigods, they sing, they describe, they give some points which describes places unfit to live in. They say if there is a place where there are no rivers of sweet topics about the Lord. So if there are places where there are no topics or pastimes discussed about the Lord, that's a place unfit for residence, unfit to live. If there is a place where there are no devotees, that's a place unfit to live. And if there is a place where there is no festival of Sankirtan Yagya, that's a place unfit to live. So even if one lives in the planets of demigods, if there are no topics of the Lord, no pastimes of the Lord, if there are no devotees, and if there is no Sankirtan Yagya, even if one lives in the heavenly planets, if these three things are missing, then it's an unfit residence. It's interesting. So we see, it's geographically, we have a very rare opportunity to take birth here. It's a jackpot. We have won the lottery in this sense. But I was also thinking, just now in this Kali Yuga, we not just have the geographical jackpot of living in this land, but also time-wise, we have won the jackpot. It's called jackpot, right? Or jackpot because we just took birth after Mahaprabhu's appearance in this Sankirtan movement. So this is another jackpot we have. Also time-wise, we have a very special occasion here. Mahaprabhu appearing once in the day of Brahma, once in a kalpa of Brahma, and we just happened to take birth 500 years after Lord Mahaprabhu. This is also another jackpot we have. So therefore, this is so many opportunities we are given, And therefore Mahaprabhu says, here Prabhupada quotes, Brara the Bhumi the Hoila, Manusya Janma Jara. So we have taken birth as human being in Bharata Varsha, so we have to make this life successful. We have to take the devotional service, we have to practice the devotional service, and also benefit other peoples. We have to also share this treasure of Krishna consciousness with other people. This is this rare opportunity we have, this special duty also we have. Prabhupada says in the last sentence, every inhabitant of Bharatavarsha can perfect his life by discharging Bhagavad Bhakti. So he says we should ourselves perfect our lives and preach this cult throughout the world for the benefit of everyone. And we should share this with everyone else so they can also benefit. So this is some glories of Bharatavarsha, and it's personally for me, I think it's very difficult for me to value and understand what rare opportunities I have got. I have taken a human body. To understand this is very difficult because I have forgotten all my previous births. So I don't know what valuable thing I have now. But therefore the Vedas, the Bhagavatam, gives us these whole descriptions of all the planets and time, etc., just to tell us, look, you are now in a very, very crucial moment of your transmigration of souls. You are in a very crucial moment of life. You have a special body, human body, make use of it. So, yeah, this to understand is very difficult. I think to appreciate is also difficult. But I think with the Bhagavatam descriptions of all the planets and islands, I think we can slowly start to appreciate what special and unique this human body is at the end. So this is some glories of the Bharata Varsha. And the special thing is, it says Gayanti. So here people, they sing the glories of the Lord, and this is the reason why this place is special. This leads them to get out of this material samsara and attain the lotus feet of the Lord. And I was thinking, but not only in Bharata Varsha, people are glorifying the Lord. In the later chapters, there are some prayers of the other Varshas of Jambudvip, where the residents there, they also glorify the Lord. Similarly here in Bharata Varsha, they are glorifying now Rishabhadev. In other Varshas, they are glorifying the Lord in different forms. And I was thinking for the remaining time just to read some of these prayers and meditate a little bit on this. Is that okay? And it's interesting. So we have these 9 Varshas in Jambudvip. And these glories of the different residents, it describes that all the residents, they come together and sing these prayers that we are going to read now. So it's a very remarkable point. It's not just someone alone is glorifying the Lord, but the whole residents all come together to glorify and sing these prayers. So it's also for us, alone we cannot do much. We cannot glorify the Lord enough. Together, the Sankirtan movement, together we have to come and sing the holy names, chant the holy names, and spread the holy names. So the first one Varsha is called Bhadrashva Varsha, and there Lord Hayagriva is the main deity. Lord Hayagriva is the Lord, form of the Lord as a horse. Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki, Shri Gauranitai ki jai. And there the main resident, the chief resident is Bhadrashrava. He's a son of Yamaraj. And together with other people, he's now glorifying Lord Hayagriva. And Hayagriva, he's the horse incarnation. And what does he do? In certain end of millenniums, in certain end of kalpas, a demon named Agyana comes. So the name of the demon literally means ignorance. And this Ajnana demon comes, steals the Vedas, and he hits it in Rasatala, in the lower planetary systems. And Lord appears as a horse form, as Hayagriva, and retrieves the Vedas, gives it back to Brahma, and then let him continue the next kalpa to appear. So that's the significance of Hayagriva. He restores the Vedas. So here the residents, they are glorifying or praying to Lord Hayagriva. O unborn one, learned Vedic scholars who are advanced in spiritual knowledge certainly know that this material world is perishable, as do other logicians and philosophers. In trance, they realize the factual position of this world, and they preach the truth as well. Yet even they are sometimes bewildered by your illusory energy. This is your own wonderful pastimes. Therefore, I can understand that your illusory energy is very wonderful, and I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. It's interesting. So Hayagriva, he's restoring the Vedas, and all the peoples there, they study the Vedas. But they say, even if we study much, even if we are great philosophers and logicians, if you don't give the benediction, if you put Maya onto us, all our knowledge of Vedas will be useless. Even only with your grace, we can understand you as the whole. They also say, O Lord, although you are completely detached from creation, maintenance, and annihilation of this material world, and are not directly affected by these activities, they are all attributed to you. We do not wonder at this. By your inconceivable energies perfectly qualify you to be the cause of all causes. You are the active principle in everything, although you are separate from everything. Thus we can realize that everything is happening because of your inconceivable energy. So here they say the Lord Krishna, he's detached from creation, maintenance, and annihilation. He has nothing to do with it. He doesn't need to be engaged. But still he comes and restores the Vedas. Still he comes and helps Brahma. Because without him, nothing will work in this universe. So even he has nothing to do in this universe, he has to come and help us. Otherwise, this universe will not function. Then there is a Hari Varsha. There the predominating deity is Lord Nrsimhadev, and the main residence there is Prahlad Maharaj, and he's praying many different prayers. I will just read one prayer. This is prayer for protection. I think it's very helpful for us also. He says, I offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Nrsimhadev, the source of all power. O my Lord, who possess nails and teeth just like thunderbolts, kindly vanquish our demon-like desires for fruitive activity in this material world. Please appear in our hearts and drive away our ignorance, so that by your mercy we may become fearless in the struggle for existence in this material world. So I think this is also an important prayer we can also use when we pray to Nrsimhadev. He should come and destroy our demon-like desires. It's not only a demon Hiranyakashipu, but we ourselves have demon-like desires, and Nrsimhadev should come, and with his nails he should rip apart these desires so that our heart becomes cleansed and ignorance is gone, and we can become fearless in this struggle of existence of this world. Another Varsha is called Ketumala Varsha, and there the primary deity is Kamadeva. So Lord Krishna is there as the king of all cupids. And the primary residence, there is Mother Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune. So she is praying there. Actually, that place is a place of Prajavati, Samvatsara, and he has some sons and daughters. 365 sons and 365 daughters, or or in something in this range. Just they signify day and night. They signify how time changes, how every day is. They symbolize time, the days and nights. So days in this place is significant because we have so much karma, we have so many desires. Because of that, our time is getting stolen and stolen and stolen. And now Lakshmi ji, Mother Lakshmi comes and says, you have placed all your karma at wrong places. Your only desires should be towards the Lord Kamadev, Lord Krishna, the original Kamadev. And if you satisfy his senses, his desires, then this time cannot affect you anymore. So she's also praying several things. She's saying also, has some interesting prayers as how Krishna is the only husband. We all go to Kamadev because we want husband and wives. But she says, go just to Krishna. He's the only husband in this world. There is actually no other qualified husband to be found. But I will read another text here where she says something other important for us. O Supreme Conquerable Lord, when they become absorbed in thoughts of material enjoyment, Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, as well other demigods and demons, undergo severe penances and austerities to receive my benedictions. So this is Lakshmi ji speaking. But I do not favor anyone, however great he may be, unless he is always engaged in the service of your lotus feet. We all worship Lakshmi ji. Many devotees or many people worship Lakshmi ji to get wealth. But here Lakshmi ji says she is not granting benedictions to anyone who wants wealth for his personal gain, for his personal satisfaction. For them, I will not grant my wealth. Only to the devotees who will utilize the wealth properly in the service of the Lord. Only to them, actually, Lakshmi ji grants her benedictions. So many people pray to Lakshmi ji, but actually Lakshmi ji is not granting their benedictions. And in that purport, Prabhupada explains, actually, through the form of Durga Devi, she is giving to the other people wealth, etc., but not Lakshmi ji directly. And what does it mean? What does it mean when the Durga Devi gives Lakshmi or wealth? This means Durga Devi will also take it away. So any wealth obtained from Durga Devi, it's temporary. It will go away. If we want to have eternal wealth, we have to use that wealth in the service of Krishna. Then Lakshmi ji will be benedicting us. There is another Varsha called Ramyaka Varsha. There the primal deity is Matsya Dev. And the residence the primary is Vaivashvata Manu. It's significant because it's Vaivashvata Manu. What happens in the previous Manvantara, Vaivashvata Manu was Satyavrata. It's a king who lives at the end of I don't know if it was a Kalpa or a Divya Yuga. And there the Matsya Lord appears as Matsya Dev and says, you have to gather all the living entities together on a boat, and because a great devastation will come, and I as a Matsya, as a fish, will come and guide the boat, and in the next Yuga you can then now start to populate the world again as the next Manu, which is why he became later as the Vaivashvata Manu. And here we can read one verse where it shows how Krishna or Matsya Dev is the maintainer of all living forms. It says, Almighty Lord, at the end of millennium, this planet Earth, which is the source of all kinds of herbs, drugs, and trees, was inundated by water and drowned beneath the devastating waves. At that time, you protected me along with the earth and roamed the sea with great speed. O unborn one, you are the actual maintainer of the entire universal creation, and therefore we are the cause of all living entities. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. So even though Brahmaji is creating the different forms, actually here again Krishna is required to maintain the forms. If it was not for Matsyadev, if he haven't appeared as Matsyadev, all the living forms would have been lost in that great devastation time. I think because time is also coming a little to an end, I was just thinking of reading another Varsha and then to conclude. And I think anyways, these prayers will come in the later chapters, and I think we will discuss it more in detail there. Just wanted to read one very special one for me also, of Kimpurusha Varsha. There, the main deity is Lord Ramachandra, and the residents there are the Vanaras, the monkeys. And the prime one is Hanuman. And here, this is a very touching, I felt a very special prayers they say. They say something about how the Lord maintains friendships with the entities. So they, here Hanuman and the Vanaras say, one cannot establish a friendship with the Supreme Lord Ramachandra on the basis of material qualities, such as one's birth in an aristocratic family, one's personal beauty, one's eloquence, one's sharp intelligence, or one's superior race or nation. So they say these all characteristics, they are not important if you want to build a friendship with the Lord. None of these qualities is actually a prerequisite for friendship with Lord Ramachandra. Otherwise, how is it possible that although we uncivilized inhabitants of the forests, so these are the monkeys saying, we the uncivilized inhabitants of the forest have not taken noble birth, although we have no physical beauty, although we cannot speak like gentlemen, Lord Ramachandra has nevertheless accepted us as friends. So it's a very personal prayer also. I think all the prayers in this Varsha, they are quite personal. To see how the devotees have a personal relationship. And here the Vanaras, they are thinking and appreciating and also glorifying how the Lord Ramachandra, he's making friendships with monkeys. How is it the monkeys, they have no noble birth, but still Ramachandra comes. It was at the time when he was searching for Mother Sita, and then they met Sugriva and his friends there, and Sugriva was bereft of his kingdom. Bali stole his kingdom. So then Ramachandra makes a pact with the monkeys, with Sugriva. He makes a friendship and makes a pact that Ramachandra helps Sugriva to get back his kingdom and defeat Bali. And in return, Sugriva helps Lord Ramachandra to find Mother Sita. And this way they make the friendships and the pact. And here the Vanaras, they remember these activities and they are still touched and cannot understand how the Lord can make friendships with such monkeys who are not at all gentlemen and very beautiful, etc. So it's I think so in this way, different Varshas, the residents of different Varshas, they glorify the Lord differently. As here in this purport, the devotees of Bharata Varsha, they glorify Lord Rishabhadev. And I think also for us, if we think of it, we have also a main deity. It's Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, with whom we have a very personal connection, because now we can live in his Sankirtan movement and we have the opportunity to serve in his Sankirtan movement. And so let's make this human birth, very valuable human birth, let's make use of it. Let's take the Sankirtan movement, let's make our life perfect and share the Krishna consciousness with all the other living entities we will meet. So in this way, I will conclude. We can say Bharata Varsha ki. So You have any thoughts or comments? It's actually already time.
Which is
You found it?
quote, in the Bhagavad Gita and also Bharata. He says, Prabhupada, formerly it was known as Ilavita Varsha.
Okay. Because if you have a map of Jambudvip, I think Ilavrata Varsha is in the middle. This is what I latest learned. I was wondering because maybe it can be Ilavrata Varsha because before it was all together, all the whole Bhumandala was together, and Priyavrata later he made the 7 dvipas, and maybe after that it got maybe distinguished in this way, but
It's in the middle, Ilavita Varsha.
okay. So maybe I think at that time everything was one, right? Bhumandala was one tract of land. Maybe everything was Ilavrata Varsha, and then later it got maybe divided. Yeah. Thank you. So, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Rasasraya. Actually, just I found the purport where he describes what he said. Here the earth planet is called Ila. This earth was formerly known as Ilavita Varsha. And when Maharaj Parikshit ruled the earth, it was called Bharat Varsha. Actually, Bharat Varsha is the name for the entire planet, but gradually Bharat Varsha has come to mean India. Because India has recently been divided into Pakistan and Hindustan. Similarly, the earth was formerly called Ilavita Varsha, but gradually as time passed, it was divided by, of course, here it says national boundaries. Actually, it's a different thing. Maybe we can find it. No, that was Bhagavatam, purple. And the other was Bhagavad Gita.
gefreut. Das hat mich gefreut. Schon immer wieder, oder? Gibt es da noch mehr Überraschungen? Ja, das brauchst du gut mit anders.